They say the greatest fears are the ones that whisper from the shadows, the ones that mirror our own anxieties. Tonight, we journey into those shadows, exploring the many faces of horror. Are you ready? Our first story begins with a familiar scene, a group of friends, a secluded cabin, and a weekend of fun. But their laughter soon turns to screams. One by one, they start disappearing. A twig snaps in the woods. A shadow flits past the window. They thought they were alone, but they're not. Something is out there, watching, waiting. The old tales of the local boogeyman weren't just stories. They were a warning. Now, locked in a desperate struggle for survival, they realize the hunter has become the hunted, and the idyllic getaway has become a gruesome killing ground. Each creak of the floorboards, each gust of wind, could be their last. Next, we follow the Anderson family as they move into their dream home, a charming Victorian house with a troubled past. At first, it's just little things, whispers in the empty hallways, doors that creak open on their own, and their youngest daughter, Lily, talking to an imaginary friend named Mr. Grins. But Mr. Grins isn't imaginary. He's a demonic presence that has festered within the walls for centuries, feeding on the fear of those who live there. As the haunting escalates from playful tricks to violent attacks, the Andersons must uncover the house's dark history to save their daughter and their souls before Mr. Grins claims them for his own. The dream has become a living nightmare from which there may be no waking up. Now, let's step into the fractured mind of Clara. After a traumatic accident, her world begins to warp. Is the man who claims to be her husband really him, or an imposter? Are the concerned looks from her friends genuine, or part of a conspiracy to drive her mad? The pills a doctor gives her are supposed to help, but they seem to make the distortions worse. The line between what's real and what's not blurs into a terrifying haze. Every reflection holds a stranger's face. Every memory feels fabricated. Clara must piece together the fragments of her life before her own mind becomes her most dangerous enemy, a prison with no walls and no escape. The question isn't what is real, but can she survive the answer? In our fourth tale, we enter the sterile world of Dr. Aries Thorne, a brilliant geneticist on the verge of a breakthrough, cellular regeneration. Driven by a desire to conquer death, he tests his experimental serum on himself. The initial results are miraculous. Old scars vanish, and vitality returns. But the miracle soon curdles into a nightmare. His body begins to change in ways he can't control. His skin stretches and splits, bones reshape, and new, unnatural appendages sprout from his flesh. He is no longer human but a grotesque monument to his own hubris. Locked in his lab, he watches in the mirror as the man he once was is consumed by the monstrous thing he has become. His creation wasn't a cure for death, but a new, more hideous form of it. Our fifth story takes us back in time, to a windswept moor and a decaying manor. Jonathan, a young traveller caught in a storm, seeks refuge in the imposing Blackwood Hall. The last remaining occupant, a pale and sorrowful woman named Eleonora, offers him a room for the night. The mansion is a tomb of dust and secrets, its portraits seeming to watch his every move. As the night deepens, Jonathan is plagued by mournful cries and the vision of a spectral bride. He learns that Eleonora is a ghost, cursed to forever await the return of her lover who was murdered on their wedding night within these very walls. Now, Jonathan has become the object of her ghostly affection, and she will not let him leave. He must solve the mystery of her death to free her spirit and his own. Next, we journey to the isolated village of Oakhaven, a place untouched by time, nestled deep in an ancient forest. Two documentary filmmakers arrive to study the town's unique harvest festival. The villagers are welcoming, but their smiles don't quite reach their eyes. Their folk traditions are peculiar, involving strange symbols, midnight chants, and a wicker effigy at the center of town. The filmmakers soon discover the horrifying truth. The festival isn't a celebration of the harvest, but a ritual sacrifice to an ancient entity that dwells in the woods. And this year, the entity demands outsiders. The friendly village has become a trap, and the filmmakers have just become the main event. Their camera will capture their final, terrifying moments. For our final tale, we go deep, deep underground. A team of miners, blasting through a new section of a potash mine, breaks into a vast, undiscovered cavern. The air is thick and smells of sulfur. But they haven't just found a cave, they've opened a prison. From the abyss emerges a creature of nightmare, a being that has slumbered for eons. Blind and ancient, it hunts by sound, its massive claws capable of tearing through steel and rock. Trapped miles below the surface, the miners are picked off one by one in the suffocating darkness. Their radios are dead, their escape route is cut off, and their only light is the dying beam of their headlamps. They have awakened an apex predator from a bygone era, and in its domain, humanity is no longer at the top of the food chain. From the stalker in the woods to the monster in the deep, fear wears many masks. It lives in old houses and in our own minds. Which story stayed with you the most? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey into the dark, please like this video and subscribe for more tales that will haunt your dreams. Thank you for watching, and try to sleep well.